for the start of keto. You're rearranging your habits. You're becoming adapted to burning fat. You pull out all those carbohydrates, all those addictive trigger foods that you were eating before, those high carb mixed with high fat foods, all the cheesecakes, the Pop-Tarts, the ice cream. You pulled all that stuff out of your diet, and you're trying to get adapted to burning fat. But something happened. You screwed up. You had a shitty day at work. Boss was being a jerk to you. You had a fight with your spouse. You're feeling down. Whatever was the excuse or the trigger, you so-called cheated. Right? You had a bunch of carbs. You binged on the old trigger foods. You let the old habits slide back in. It might have been for a day, or maybe a whole week. Or shoot, it might have even been for a whole month. You're pissed off. You don't feel so good. Maybe you gained a few pounds of water weight. Maybe your energy levels aren't as stable as they were before. But mostly your mentality, psychologically, you feel demoralized. How do I get back on track? First of all, you gotta realize it's not such a big deal. Now that doesn't mean you coddle yourself. Oh, poor little baby, poor little me. I deserve my little cheat meal. And treat yourself like a dog, right? Doesn't mean you do that. Doesn't mean we baby ourselves. But realize this is just one little blip on the radar. You took a little side street. It ended up in a dead end. Time to get back on track. All right, now a lot of people will be worried about, I gotta get back into ketosis fast. I'm out of ketosis. Remember, ketosis is not like the goal. We don't need to be measuring ketones all the time on a ketogenic diet unless you're, worried about ketoacidosis. If you're like, type 1 diabetic, which most people don't recommend type 1s do a ketogenic diet, although there are many. There's even an entire group on Facebook of type 1 diabetic. I think it's called type 1 grit or zero carb grit. I forget. Forgive me for messing up the name, but anyways. What the fuck? You don't need to be measuring your ketones all the time. You don't have to worry about, I gotta jump right back into ketosis ASAP. You don't need to buy overpriced, expensive, exogenous ketones to push you back into ketosis. Here's all you gotta do. Relax. Look at what happened. Look at the sequence of events that led up to the behavior. Right? Look at the environmental triggers that happened around you, the internal triggers, the internal decisions that led up to the moment when you decided to veer off track. Because it's never really an accident. It's something we did. It's an action we took. All right, so we've got to map out the territory. You took that side street last time. Mark where it is on the map. Don't take that road again. Scribble it out on the map. No-go zone. Right? And get back on track. Get back on with your keto foods. Now, you're not going to be able to flagellation fast yourself back into good habits. Right? Oh, I'm going to do a 3-day fast because I cheated. I'm going to punish myself, get back into ketosis and feel real good. That's not going to help you, because fasting, 3-day fasts constantly, as like retribution, right? Paying penitence for your dietary sins. You don't need to do these fasting things to get back on track, and you probably shouldn't, because it's not creating solid, good habits that reinforce a lifestyle that's going to result in the results you want. Right? You can't just cheat and then fast all the time. Binge, restrict. Right? It's that same kind of eating disorder cycle. It's about creating habits of nutrition. Right? Waking up in the morning and having your low-carb breakfast, whatever that may be. Whether that's like eggs and avocado, or like what I like to eat, egg yolks and steak, because I do a more carnivorous style approach, which I don't recommend for everybody as well. Alright, the reason I do it is that through the years of doing a ketogenic diet, I've basically refined my habits so much and found that I just run better without the plants. Now, I don't recommend that everybody jump into it like that. Right, it's about knowing what foods you can handle. So enjoying your avocado and your eggs in the morning. And create that habit to where you don't have to think about it. And when those stressful situations come up in the future, you've already laid down the foundation of these habits, and you don't have to exert as much energy to make the right decision. So really, it's just about getting back on course. getting back onto the path that you want to take, and recognize the decisions that you made. We've got to understand that we had agency in this so that we don't do it again. Alright, so another strategy that a lot of people like to do is they do like a HIIT workout, high intensity interval training, to deplete glycogen. Now, in certain situations this is fine, but again, we don't want to look at workouts as like a punishment. Alright, binge restrict cycle with those workouts to work off that guilt and shame. That's not the healthiest way to go about it. Although, for athletic individuals, if you have some carbohydrates, say you go out to dinner or something, you want a piece of cheesecake, you have the cheesecake. You're trying to lose 100 pounds, not a good idea. If you're already lean and you've got good metabolic health, not going to be such a big deal for some people. In that case, maybe doing a quick HIIT workout, getting your heart rate up several times, doing 30 to 60 seconds of very intense anaerobic/aerobic activity like sprinting up a hill, and then doing like 3 to 5 minute breaks to deplete the glycogen can make some people feel better a little bit quicker. You got to understand, it takes time to deplete glycogen. For full body glycogen depletion, it takes several days for most people. Then you get back into that space where you feel better, you feel more clear-headed. Your mentality will be better because you'll have exerted your energy again into reforming these habits and pulling back in the good habits. And that's really what it's all about. Right, and that's what we've been teaching for years here. That's why we made the Ketogenic Edge cookbook, or we call it the training manual for low-carb, ketogenic, and paleo cuisine, because it's there to train you how to prepare nutrient-dense keto foods, how to build a foundation of solid foods, keto meals that are not based around, Quest bar, melted Quest bar, microwave ice cream cups and shit like that, right? It's nutrient-dense, whole, unrefined foods. We've even got a whole section on organ meats, right? Because if you've got a foundation in food prep and you understand and you have the habits of making good keto foods, those old habits just don't come up as much. You don't feel like reaching for the bread at the table. You know how to nourish yourself. And you're getting those fat-soluble vitamins, you're getting in those organs that are some of the most nutrient-rich pieces of the animal that are very affordable and most people completely omit from their diet. So check out the book. We've got a link in the description. It's actually available in print now. That's a really good resource for creating the foundation of habits and food prep, right? Just mastering your keto kitchen. Another tip that comes to mind is just get rid of all the trigger foods from your house. And a lot of people have kids, a lot of people have spouses, right? You might have a husband or wife who's not exactly on board with like a low carbohydrate approach. But you can still lock up all the goodies in a cupboard. No, I'm kidding. Probably don't want to do that. If your husband wants the Pop-Tarts, let him have the Pop-Tarts. But you know what? Try to get rid of all the offensive foods that make you want to cheat, right? Empty your cupboard of the junk foods. Get rid of the crap. Don't beat yourself up. Don't worry too much about it. Just get back on track. Now, sometimes it can be nice to have support, right? To have friends and family that you talk to about these things. I'm really big on real communities, right? In your real life, right? You can meet great people at farmers markets, right? At open air meat markets and stuff like that, who have similar interests and similar experiences. So just networking properly. Having friends or family that you could talk to about some of these things. Sometimes even, that's why we kind of transitioned into doing more of a group community coaching thing. Rather than doing so much private coaching, we try and, even with private coaching inquiries, I try and direct people to our Keto and Carnivore Collective now. Because it's so helpful to have that community experience. To have the community that we build there is we do a monthly Keto Collective where we do several live interactive voice chats per week. We do several lectures. It's a month-long program. And you have a community-based aspect. We use a Discord server. So you're able to get into live voice chat with anybody and talk about these things whenever you want. You just jump in your phone, you jump in the Discord server, and you can ask questions. It helps to have kind of a community backbone setting. Some people are great at doing it on their own, but sometimes having a little bit of support is useful. Right? So if you cheated, you realize what you're doing, right? You're cheating yourself. Take note of how you feel. Map out the territory that led you there and stay out of the thickets. Understand that it's our choices, it's our personal agency, and that we have to reformat the habits and make that foundation strong enough so where we could live this way. If you want to keep the health benefits of whatever dietary pathway you're doing, it means you have to adhere to it. And that's why keto is so cool, because it's very easy to adhere to for most people. The sugar cravings are gone. You don't get that yo-yo seesaw effect in your blood glucose all day. You get low insulin levels, low inflammation levels, and it feels good. So take note of what you enjoy about your diet. So that stable blood glucose you have throughout the day that you feel because you have steady energy and you don't crash right after every meal. You don't get that midday crash anymore. You might be enjoying the neurological benefits of a ketogenic diet, the increased focus, the improvements in cognition. Right? A lot of us get insulin resistant systemically, including in the brain. So a lot of people are using it to treat dementia and stuff like that. So you got to understand if the benefits outweigh and are more important to you than the temporary sense pleasure of like having the donuts, of having the ice cream, of going off path. If it's worth it to you, then you will do it. And you will get back on that path and you'll enjoy it. All right, so take note of why you're doing this diet. Ask yourself, is this really worth it? Do I really want to do this? And why am I really doing this? All right, sometimes that's the most important question we can ask ourselves. Why? Why does this make me feel this way? Why do I react in this way? Why do I feel like I need to reward myself or drug myself with food? Those are important questions to ask ourselves. So again, don't beat yourself up. Don't fall into a pit of despair. No need to go kick your ass on a treadmill for 12 hours straight or anything like that. Just relax. Maybe do a sauna or something, right? Relax your central nervous system. Get back on track. Eat your keto foods. Right? Nutrient-dense foods. Eat a big steak and move forward. Rather than reaching for the cake next time, maybe have some extra steak and you'll feel better. So anyways, you can find more at primaledgehealth.com. The book I mentioned, my wife's book, the Ketogenic Edge Cookbook, the training manual for low-carb, ketogenic, and paleo cuisine, is available on our website, exclusively on our website. We don't sell it on Amazon. Don't use any Amazon affiliate links for a reason. Maybe we'll make a video about that soon. And our Keto and Carnivore Collective for October is beginning this Sunday. So it's actually like the last couple days to sign up for that. Sometimes people sign up a little bit late. We might do a November session, but yeah, it's been really fun. I'm excited to meet all you guys in this next Keto and Carnivore Collective and talk to you guys on Sunday. So I'll see you guys next time. Remember, you're way more than what you eat. So get off the dang phone, get off social media, and go out there and you live your lives.